Yo, my man! Going on, guys? Welcome back to the stream. Another one where we cause crap. By the way, I'll say it a bit. What's that noise outside? Why is the noises all around this Ken nowadays, chat? It's actually annoying, you know. I'm actually a little bit scared. I'm not going to fucking lie. Anyway, welcome back to James Redmond TV. Do smash a like only if you enjoy. And if you don't enjoy, you know what to do. Anyway, we're going to be delving into more debates, peeing people off. We've pissed off rants in the previous 24 hours, and we just pissed off Hussam. We're pissing off people left, right, and centre, and I'm here to piss off you. So let's have it. Let's go, because I'm not here for no crap today. I'm here on a bit of a I don't like using certain terms no more, but like in my old life, I'd have said demon time, you know what I mean? So it's one of those where I'm ready, chat, I'm ready. And if any of you guys have got a significant unpopular opinion, if you've been watching the show and you know it's an opinion I disagree with and you'd like to come on the show and debate me, then message me on Instagram or on Twitter. If you have an unpopular opinion, you know I'll disagree, message me on Insta or Twitter and we'll get a good little show going, yeah? We'll get a good little show going, yeah? Welcome back to the stream, Ben Brady. Just came from Big Six Bands. Big up your damn self, blood. Big up your damn self. That was an insane stream. James just been watching James and Hussam having a little Barney. James was right. Hussam was wrong again. Do you know what? Hussam's boss. He is boss. But I just didn't get. Hussam said he wouldn't have took 40 million for Fabinho, which made no sense to me. I mean, he was trying to say like because Fabinho's got experience, but like there's squad depth and then there's false depth, and I think expecting Fabinho to get back to his best is just a very false idea and very unrealistic to many degrees. Oh my God, that actually worked. Hussam did that before when he snapped at the camera and it went back into Zoom. You know what I mean? Get on me learning tricks. Hope you're well, Omar. Big up yourself, sir. Space says James is a master debate. No, I hate you. I hate you, fucking Space. Ah! I'm so late. No, you're not, Wisdom. You've missed about 3 minutes of not much. Don't you worry. Welcome back to the stream. Curious Car, God loves you as well, my mate. I see James and I like the video immediately. God loves you, brother. He loves us all, my friend, and he loves you too. That's amazing. James, I seriously hate Fabinho right now. I can't. Do you know what pisses me off? Yeah. It does annoy me when people, like, it's not when they disagree, but it's when I don't see their point of why they disagree. It's one of my toxic traits, is when I don't see why you're disagreeing. I'm like, what? I don't get it. Yeah, and Hussam was trying to say that Fabinho could get back to his best, and I just think that's a complete illogical argument on many degrees, to be honest with you. As encouraging as it is to see that, you know, he's still got a little bit of faith, because he can come across like he wants to sell everyone, but I just thought that's the player you want to keep. And when we could get 40 mil, when are we going to get 40 mil for Fabinho, chat? Come on. When are we actually going to get 40 mil for Fabinho? It's not going to. Caicedo said he can't reject the Chelsea move, so don't mean Chelsea leading the race for signing Caicedo. Do you know what? I don't even think we'll get Caicedo, which is why I've got the laughing rumours in the title chat. Are we getting Caicedo, yes or no? Here's one reason why I know we won't. Even if we sell Henderson and Fabinho, I still think the price would be too much to a point where we'd be willing to spend. Also, if it takes away from other signings, I don't think it's productive. That being said, the reason why it won't, like, unless this happens, it definitely won't happen. So Fabinho needs to go for 40 mil, and then Henderson needs to go for at least 10. And unless that happens, then we're not going to even be in the market for a new midfielder, in my opinion. Possibly. I think Fabrizio even said that we were still looking at another midfielder, even if the players don't go. But I'd still say, just like, you know, I'd let them go. There's squad depth, there's false depth, and those two players are falling into that category, chat. Matip at DM can drop back to Matip and Robbo. I don't hate it. It's not my number one choice. I'd rather just get another. But yeah, I suppose as a rotational option, you could exercise it in some games. But yeah, it'd be better than Fabinho, I'm sure. You know what I mean? Sound progress, but progressor on the ball, and Trent next to him can pass about exactly. It could be like an alternative solution for certain games. Would you sell Fabinho for a bag of cricket? No. The purpose of me wanting to sell Fabinho is because we've just been offered 40 mil. If it was like 10 mil, like Henderson, I'm happy to just free the wages on Henderson. On Fabinho, and Anything less than 30 mil, I'm not really willing to entertain. I think 40 mil, 30 mil, you might get me with 25, but anything less than that from Saudi, I think you're taking the mick. I think 40 is a good price. That's what we paid for him. We've got the prime out of him. We need to rebuild. And if we keep persisting with players like Fabinho, we're persisting with one of the most important parts of the field, which is the spine. And Fabinho's still there. Van Dijk's still there. We need to improve. We've only just got rid of Firmino, so we need to start really getting this team over the line. Even in James, mate, sorry, I haven't been in the chat for some weeks. Really? You'll never walk along 6'6". I saw you last week. Don't make yourself sound like you've been gone for a long time, sir. It's nice to have you back, though, brother. Shout out to Shane. Appreciate the super chat, my brother. Trent for midfield, in my opinion. Use Saudi money for right back. What do you think? Love your content. I love you. And for right back, I would stick with... I would love the idea of Kyle Walker-Peters. I've said this multiple times. Brief reasons, because I have said it, is because he's homegrown, he's Premier League proven, and he's stylistically adherent in many degrees. Good going forward, sound offensively, could improve defensively, but sound offensively. So, for the cheap option, fits our financial state, then yeah, I'd probably go with him if I was to choose anyone, but I don't think we'll get it right back. Plus, Connor Bradley's looking promising, so if I see him in a couple of games, I might even change my mind. Yes, now, James, hope you had a boss day. Hope you had a boss day, Caleb. I'm going to say this every stream, but bless you, my G. Amen. I'll take all the blessings. I'll take all the amens, and hopefully God hears them from you, sir. I appreciate you sending me those prayers. And anyone who does want to send me a prayer, I think I'm going to turn it down. Do you know how powerful prayer is, chat? It's the best thing that you can do. And if you don't know how to do it, my advice is just try it. Just try it. There's no construction on how you've got to speak to God. You can just flow with it. You know, I used to speak to God. I'd be like, Father, I don't even know what to say here, but I just really appreciate all the protection that you've been given over my life. And I'll be honest, I know this doesn't sound flowy. I've been speaking to him like he's my mate. You know what I mean? And that's because he is. He loves us all. You know what I mean? Shout out to Kevin. Hi, James. Oh, wow. I had my eyes shut for a bit too long there, and it's sent me blurry. You know what I mean? I think if Henderson stays, we need a new captain now. Of course. I mean, vice captain gone, captain gone. Let's get it to let's give it to Hendo. I think we all make a debate like who's going to be the next captain. It's going to be Veg. Veg is the current vice captain, isn't he? So I'd imagine he'd be the captain. Love the title. Caicedo is not coming. If you pull out Bellingham, why the fuck do people think FSG will pay it? Yeah. I don't think we are going to pay it myself, sir. And that's why the laughing emoji's there to emphasise, like, it's a ridiculous rumour. And I'm glad you saw the funny side of it, Luke. It's amazing, isn't it? Because we're just going to get Caicedo. Even if we want to spend money on Caicedo, I wouldn't be signing him way overpriced. If we want to spend a lot of money, I'm sure an example, De Jong or Tchouaméni or Kimmich, who are better, could sold for less. Possibly. They'd also want stupidly high wages, De Jong especially. Tchouaméni will probably want high wages as well, and he's relatively unproven. The only one who I know who I'd take there is Kimmich. And for some reason, I don't think that'd be the option for us. I'm looking a bit weird, aren't I, chat? I'm not looking like the best in focus, you know what I mean? Smash a like if you haven't already, by the way, and you know it helps the stream. It's a free way to contribute. Love yous for it. Big up to Cowell Dude. How are we supposed to know what you mean while Jimmy is speaking gibberish? How are we supposed to know what you mean while Jimmy is... I'm sorry, sir. I don't know who you're... Are you speaking to me? Are you saying I'm speaking gibberish? Sorry, is it the Scouse accent? I think he meant new captain even if Hendo stays. If Hendo stays, don't even though he wanted to leave, but we wouldn't agree a fee. People aren't talking about this, are they? So do you know people who are saying disrespect to Jordan Henderson? That's a great point. Henderson has already decided to leave. Chat, is that enough for you guys to sit there and say, like, okay, Henderson's now saying he wants to go. He's already agreed to go, which implies he wants to go, and that money was first. Does that mean now he gets stripped of captaincy? Do you think that? That won't happen. Like, if he stays, he's staying captain, but would you change it up? You know what I mean? Why is this like... It's making me look all pixelated. It might just be on my screen, but it's making me look a little bit strange. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe I might need to change it. As soon as Hendo agreed terms with Saudi, it was over. He now needs to bounce away to whoever stripped of the captaincy and him train with the under-18s till he's gone. It's interesting, you know, chat, because do you know if this was other players? I don't think you'd be keeping that same energy. Like, imagine if Salah agreed to go to Real Madrid. Are you happy? Chat, are you happy? Yeah, say if the deal fell through, but Salah just agreed to go to Real Madrid. Are you happy? It's different because he's our best player, and we probably need to learn to accept it. Or he's one of our best players, but you wouldn't like it. You would not like it. Nor would you like it if it was Trent. Remember when Gerrard just accepted the idea of going to Chelsea? Remember what happened there? The only reason why he was in the good books again is because he was so good. What does Jordan Henderson get that allows to fill in for that credit in the bank that he's already let go because he agreed to Saudi? And it's not bad that he wants to go to Saudi. I think it's good. But the captain of the football club prioritised money over the football club. If Henderson believes in his heart of hearts he's still good enough, we might not agree he's good enough. But before that Saudi move, he was saying, I want first team football. So if he thinks he's good enough, then he also, so in one thought, he'll think he's good enough. In the next thought, he thinks, but that is 350k a week. I don't blame him, but he's willing to leave the team that he loves so much and that he would fight for till the end because he believes he's good enough. Unless 350k a week comes in. Chat, it's very funny how we decide on what players we like and don't like. The reason why it's easy to like Hendo is because teams don't come in for Hendo. They don't try and buy Hendo. So now that a team's actually tried to get him and they've offered him enough money, you've saw what matters most. And again, it's fine that he wants money. I was saying I'm buzzing that he can get the money. But then now he's just going to come running back to us if the deal doesn't go through. Does that make any sense? And he comes back as the captain's armband and back into a starting 11 when he was willing to go. And Jurgen Klopp as well needs to analyse these parameters because he's came out before and said if a player doesn't want to be here, they can go. That's why Emre Can, he went. Felipe Coutinho, he went. And any other players that's caused up an agreement, which has therefore caused up a fuss, has went. So Henderson hasn't caused up a fuss in a negative way, but he's still caused up a fuss in a sense he's agreed to go elsewhere. So if we're going to withstand the same parameters, do we keep Jordan Henderson? It is interesting conversations, chat. I don't think Hendo could be our captain next season because the club has to come first. But fans won't see it this way. Fans will be commenting right now underneath this clip, oh my goodness, how dare, like, it's not the same. Jordan Henderson, he had to agree the money. I'm not saying that he didn't have to agree the money, of course. 350k a week is life-changing. But now he's prioritised finances over getting Liverpool Football Club back. He was going to leave us in the Europa League, which again, I don't think he was going to get us out of the Europa League. I'm just saying that if he thought he was good enough, he was willing to go anyway, which is mad. Imagine one of your, probably in his head, best midfielders for the club willing to go. Can you imagine? Unless he doesn't think that. And if he doesn't think that, then why are fans thinking that? Don't let that go over your head, chat. You know what I mean? Don't let it go over your head. And don't get offended when I say it goes over your head because I'm not being offensive as I was claimed to be a couple of days ago on Rance's stream. Everyone was like, you're so disrespectful. How can you say that to Rance? Go over his head. Like, banter. Stop being wet wipes. But I even said after the stream, I was like, why did it even go there? Right, shout out to Shane. I say Trent should be captain. Born a Scouser and knows the club inside and out. Also, Stevie was 1 year younger than Trent. And it was the making of him. Exactly. Start working on the future. You know what I mean? Start working on the future of these players. James, mate, sorry, I meant week, not weeks. Big up yourself. If the Etty Faki deal breaks through, let's be honest, no other club will want him. No other club in world football wants Jordan Henderson. Get that straight in your heads. Nobody in this world wants Jordan Henderson. Not one person. By the way, chat, if you've got any unpopular opinions, drop me a DM on Insta or Twitter, mate, and we'll get you on the stream if you just want to jump on. I'll even see if anyone's DM'd me so far. I don't think anyone has so far. Let me have a look on Twitter. But you've got to have something that you know you're going to disagree with, and I'll put you on a timer. Nah, no one's messaged. No one wants this smoke, yeah. No one wants the smoke. If Fabinho and Henderson leaves, are you happy with Bajcetic and Lavia as our senior defensive midfielder? See, I would love to get Kimmich over Lavia, of course. But would I prefer Lavia over this current version of Fabinho? And there's no sign Fabinho is going to get better. Yes. I'd take Lavia over both Fabinho and Henderson for sure. It's a project. Pep wanted them. Jurgen wants them. I'd take that. Over Fabinho right now, of course. If you say Fabinho is being bad and he's not looking like he's going to improve, which Hussam admitted before, but he didn't realise the contradiction. In one sentence, he's been bad. Like, he's being bad. In the next sentence, you'll say he's physically declining. In the next sentence, you'll say he's better than Lavia. He's been shite. How has he been better than Lavia? Like, it's wild. So yeah, I'd go with Bajcetic was better than Fabinho last season. So yeah, whoever's better, I'm happy with. To be fair, James, I think it was because you were constantly calling Rance a dumbass. Me, that's incorrect. I weren't constantly calling him a dumbass. And in the past, we've had those type of debates before. It was only enhanced when he mustn't have liked a point that I said or anything. And he thought I was being sarcastic, didn't he? And I don't know. I didn't see it myself. But yeah, again, like, you can say someone's point is a dumbass without calling them a dumbass. You can say you are being a dumbass on this specific point if you're boys. And if you're not boys, which would be very strange because we've said we're boys, then that would be a problem, but it's not a problem. Everyone in the comments of that video was just being a wet wipe. Like, everyone was just like, in my culture, I wouldn't take kindly to that. I don't give a fuck about your culture. If you came up to me and you said something like that to me, you know the score, it's game time. Like, I don't care if it's in your culture, you know what I mean? Trying to make out like I'm going against cultures for what? It makes no sense. And your tone didn't suggest you were joking. That's fine, but then you don't watch my content. I'm always joking. We're talking about football. And if you define tone as the definitive premise of what was wrong, then again, that's a you problem. You need to stop being sensitive. Kind of like when Hugh thought you were coming for him on the Big Six. Can't remember that. Cannot remember that, sir. James IMO. Henderson will tarnish his legacy even more if this keeps dragging him on and leaking everything to the media, unlike Fabinho, where we've only heard about the bid. Yeah, Fabinho hasn't even agreed personal terms. I'm just saying, if we get a 40 mil offer, of course, we're going to... we'd have to entertain that. We'd have to entertain that. And that's why... Hey, me, I never said the word dumbass. I know I said it, but again, like, if you're going to take that personally when, you know, we've had banter like that before, don't you think that's weird? If you know the boundaries with someone and then someone has a go at the boundaries you've already set, how do you not understand that, me? That doesn't make no sense. Thought you were smart. But anyway, yeah, bro, it was one of those, like, with Fabinho, he hasn't even agreed to go. So if he hasn't agreed to go, then there's nothing to really worry about on that consensus, you know what I mean? It's only Henderson who's agreed to go. And we still have to agree a fee for Fabinho to even entertain it. He will agree to it. He will agree to it for sure, no doubt. No doubt. They should get Taram. He can play anywhere. Be a great addition plus another. Yeah, possibly. Possibly. They should get Taram. He can play anywhere. Be a great addition plus another. He could be another option. He wouldn't be my numero uno. I'd love to see Kone. Kone would be a boss signing for me. If we could get Kone, I'd love that. I would. Nothing's calm. I have no problem. Oh, no, I never said you had a problem, G. I never said you had a problem. James, even though we have strengthened our midfield, I wouldn't be happy with our defence. Trent's defending is on championship level, and Gomez sleeps half the time, and Van Dijk being lazy. Yeah, Van Dijk's been not great, and I've been saying we need to change the squad for quite a while now. And, you know, if people persist with the spine, then you're going to get what you've been getting. And if you keep getting what you've been getting, that's a bit of an issue. So, yeah, I'm not too sure. I don't even know no more. People don't like it when you say these legends have to go. And they are legends, but wanting them to go doesn't diminish them being legends, you know what I mean? I'm not saying not to buy Lavia. It's just you need to be an experienced DM alongside him. I get what you're saying. Get experience around him. No, I hear what you're saying. I hear completely what you're saying. When Fabinho and Henderson leave, they should get Taram and Lavia for their replacements. They'd be good replacements. Black Super Chat, if I see... I was going to click on it anyway. If I see Fabinho when driving, I'm going to accidentally knock him over. You're our last shoe, lads. Going out the way to literally injure players just to get deals done. Should never pulled out of Taram pursuit. I think he could have been a good investment if we get back to his pursuit. He rejecting us because he did him dirty. Yeah, man. Possibly. Yeah, we pulled out of that Taram deal with a quickness, didn't we, chat? Like, we were entertained, and then we were like, nah, we've got other plans, brother. We should steal Amrabat from Man U. That's what we do. We did it with Gakpo. Chat, would you take Amrabat from Fiorentina? He's significantly better than Fabinho at the moment. I wouldn't mind. And he's a bit of experience and all that stuff. Do you think if Hendo and Fabinho leave, we could sign 2 more? I think we will if we let them leave. If we don't let them leave, then I don't think we're getting players. I will be 100% honest. James, the only thing about Hendo leaving is that we might have Van Dijk as captain, and his captain skills are shit. Nah, that's right. That's why you need to rely on the players beneath him. So like Allison, Robertson. Just because you haven't got the armband doesn't mean you should be any less of a leader. If you've got leadership, you should always invoke that if you know it's going to be positive for your team. So yeah, like the way that Henderson weren't the only captain. You had Verge, you had Milner, you had Allison, you had Thiago. It's the same now, except you'd just be without Henderson. So I think we'll be fine. I think we'll be fine. Do you think there's still a chance of signing a left centre back? Nope, I've ruled that out for quite a while. I don't think I just don't see that happening. Don't know where we get the money for it. Don't know how we're going to get around it. Don't know who we'd get. Don't think we're linked with anyone. It'll probably have to come out of the blue. It'll probably just have to come out of nowhere like an RKO, and then we can hope for the best that they get it on the dotted line. But I'm not too sure, my friend. I'm not too sure. Do you think Thuram and Kone is a better investment for Caicedo or than Caicedo? 100%. Two more players above one is what I need. I like Caicedo as well. I think he can be great. He has that chemistry with McAllister. He has that nice ability on the ball. He's great at reading the game. But if you're telling me Thuram and Kone, yeah, for sure. For sure. Not a doubt. I genuinely think it's one more midfielder at most for the rest of the season. I think it depends on if we let go of players. If we let go of players, we can get more. If not, then we're probably going to keep what we've got. The Thuram deal was all smokescreen to stop other clubs competing with us for Soboslai. Panascaus. I'd love to know where you heard that, because that's a great shout. Or if you've just put two and two together, clubs do stuff like that. Like chat, you've always got to take. That's why sometimes, even if it's a concrete link, sometimes you can talk to a player just for the sake of it, like what Panascaus said, because it keeps other teams away from other players. Because now, when we were linked with Thuram, other teams are now looking at Thuram thinking, who's this kid, you know what I mean? Whereas Soboslai, you never heard a thing, and that just allows us to swoop right in and get him. If we were linked with him, who knows? Chelsea could have came swooping in, or United, anyone could have. It could have been interesting. Henderson ain't a legend. He is a legend. He might not be the legend of the list of which you're mentioning, and I get what you're saying. Like, a lot of these players are heroes, but you can have more than one legend. People can be legends in their own right. I think it's just, is he better than any of those? No. I don't think it has to be as concrete as he's not a legend. He won a first Prem in 30 years. You know what I mean? It's legendary. Legendary doesn't mean the best. Legendary means, did you overachieve to a degree? Legendary means, did you achieve everything or a lot of things? Yes. Let me try and no. Right, let me go out and back in. That was just me trying to sort out my camera. I'm not even going to lie to you. Let me try and fix it. There we go. There's not many CDMs out there right now on the market. There should be. We should be all over Kone. I love Kone. He's nice on the ball, reads the game well, young player. I think he's better than all the midfielders we've been linked with as well. Lavia, Thuram, Gravenberch, all these players. I think he's better than them all, so I'll take that. Judging by Amrabat's physique, I suspect he'd be another Fabinho due to them having Grandel-like bodies. Do you agree? He's a nice player, man. He is actually a nice player. I'd take Amrabat all day. And Mighty United need him. They've got Casemiro, so I think we should swoop in there. We've been linked with him before. Kone is a heavy player, but he's too injury prone. So, to be fair, I don't know his injury record. I'm not too sure. Has he had like bad injuries, like ones that could reoccur over time? We could have signed better players than Jordan Henderson for seasons because he wasn't that good. Nah, you're right. We could have. I still think there was a 2-3 year spell that people don't quite give Henderson credit for. Like, he wasn't efficient for the system. But if we lost Henderson, I don't think it would have done too much over the long term. I think we could have solved that very quickly. Keep the super chats rolling in, people. Big up to Eric Seven Haag as well. And anyone who does send a super chat, massively appreciate it. User legends. Kone as a... Ooh, no. Chat, I'm now off the Kone shit. Do you know when I see things like ligaments and crucial and... Yeah, man. I am now crucially out of this deal. And you are no longer a crucial target because of the cruciate ligament injury. No. Not into shit like that, me, mate. I didn't even realise Kone had that injury. I was a big fan of his as well, chat. I actually really liked him. I still do. I think he's a good player, but Injury players, not for me. Injury players from the Bundesliga, no. No, we're not going to get rid of Keita and bring in Kone. Not a chance. Hendo's level is now West Ham or Everton, maybe. Yeah. Let's just say there's more teams that... There's very few teams in the Premier League that take Henderson in their starting 11. Very few. United won't. Chelsea won't. Arsenal won't. Tottenham won't. No one in the top 6 does. So it's interesting that will persist. Kone has like a 3-month injury right now. Okay, so we're not getting Kone. Which defender would you sign? I'd sign Mickey Van der Ven. I haven't saw enough of him. He's a wall and a goal price. If he's affordable and he's as good as you say he is, then yeah, I'd jump on it. United United Wisdom TV, big up to you, sir. Arsenal looking good, you know. I think people might saying they won't get top 4 or lying. Are people saying Arsenal won't get top 4? That is ludicrous to me. Nah, people can't be saying that. People have got to be lying. They can't be telling the truth. Not a chance. Not a chance. Big up to you, El Emirati. I hope I've said that right, sir. Emirati. James Redburn TV is the best LFC channel. Get Caicedo. I'll make sure this is contributed to the FSG fund, sir. £9.99 closer chat. Big up, man, like Emirati. I hope I've said that right. Big up yourself, sir. Appreciate the support. Mate, why don't we just buy a captain? Like we just bought Paul Ince and instantly made him captain. Okay, then who? Let me know who. Who's the solution? Is it someone who's world class right now? Is it someone who isn't world class? What type of player are you looking for? I don't know why, but I feel like Arsenal has a one-season wonder. Ooh! Do you think so? I think they're going to keep going stride for stride. I think, with the signings they're making, with the squad they currently got, I think they'll be fine. Maybe they might not compete the same way, but I think they'll still be good to a degree. It just depends on other teams. If we get back to normal and City get back to normal, then of course, yeah, Arsenal can't compete. So it depends on other teams as well. Bit like Jude with his dodgy knee. For his age, it's not good. Glad we got him, especially never got him for 100 mil. I hear what you're saying, fam. Emre Can. No, I'm good. Emre Can's good, but he left the club. Why are you bringing back a player who wanted to leave? You know what I mean? Like, I'm custy. Buy Joshua Kimmich and make him captain. That'd be a good shout, but I think it's unrealistic. I don't think we're getting Kimmich. I think the wages would be too high. I don't think he'd want to come to Liverpool. 50 mil for a player with a year left on his contract. I don't know if it's FSG style. I'm not sure. Defo, they home quite plus if Liverpool's... he'd come to a better club. I think I hear what you're saying there, Omar. Francisco and FSG out. Would rather we go for Tchouaméni or Kimmich or Frankie de Jong. I kind of touched on those names before. Tchouaméni, unproven to a degree, but yeah, still decent, I suppose. Kimmich, yes. And then Frankie de Jong, the wages would be ridiculous. So I don't think that'd even be one that we could entertain or inquire about. Yeah, I just don't see that one happening. Arsenal would be lucky to even get second this season. You know what? You might be right. If other teams improve the way they could do, you might be right. Big up to Hawkatelli. Big up, mate. Let's go, James Redmontinho tuning in from Melbourne. Volkanovski, the goat lad. Big up yourself, bro. Nah, that's sick. That is sick. Volkanovski is a beast, by the way. An absolute machine from Australia. Nah, I'm a huge fan. Go to the sport right now as well. Not even messing. Big up for the sport, though. Anyone who super chats and whatever have you have been smashing it with the sport, on the likes, on the viewership, on the super chats, on the subscriptions. It's all round. Well done, you guys. Pat yourselves on the back because this channel is growing immensely. But stay on top of those likes as well. As always, you know what I'm saying? Volk got robbed by Islam, by the way. Facts. I don't know, though. Rewatch the fight, G. Rewatch the fight. It was closer than you think. But yeah, like, Volkanovski was still sick. He was still amazing, let's be honest. Smash some likes, man. Kessie or Lavia? Oh, I'm going with Lavia. I'm not on that Kessie train like the way everyone else is on that Kessie train, you know what I mean? It's just not the same vibe. I think he's okay. But again, we're trying to get back to league winning form, and his ceiling has already kind of been hit. Nah, I'm Gucci fam. James, your ball knowledge is elite. I'm impressed. Big up to you, Captain. So you know what I mean. I like. Do you know what? It's boss to hear that, and it's tough as well because I know football is so subjective, and as we've seen over the past few days, very emotional for some people, and maybe some people take it too seriously. But, for me, it's one of those sports that you can speak freely about. Like, the way that everyone, like, is scared to talk about politics, that's the way I talk about football. Like, free reign. Like, however crazy you be in another debate, that's how crazy I am in football, you know what I mean? But obviously, this isn't a platform for politics or anything like that. Whereas I think we should be able to speak about any of those things and it'd be a fine conversation, even if we disagree. But in football, there's nothing serious to it. So when people make it serious, they're just wet wipes. And that's what I like about football, is that it's subjective. So even though some people look into the game more, and I think that's what you're implying, is like, I look at it from more angles than other people. That's just because I'm a nerd. You know what I mean? I'm a nerd. But a lot of yous are like that as well. Like, we look at it so deep, which is why we end up disagreeing so much, because we've gone down a completely different route to get to our answer. I see you getting Amrabat. Where linked to? I don't know, I haven't seen one link with Amrabat, therefore I'm not too sure if we will get him. Robbo for captain does it for the beast. For the best international team in the world right now. Jeez, you a Scottish fan? Shout out to all my Scotland people out there. You know what I mean? Like, the Scotland Edinburgh. You. I'm sorry. If I go to Scotland, you can punch me head in. James, can we talk about politics? Big up. I would be. Yeah, nah. James, can you explain why Hendo chose to pass sideways and backwards so often? I really need to know. I need closure, dude, since he's killed the LFC career. Ask him, bro. What do you want me to do? You know what I mean? Oh, back to back like Jack on crack. We got the Emirati and we got the Festus with the back-to-back super chest, baby. Shut the Temperella with Fabinho for 40 million pounds. I'd do that. I'd take Barella. Oh, but Barella though. I'd do that. I'd take Barella over Fabinho for sure. Chat, a W or L from the legend that is Amarati. Big up to Festus. James, did you hear Mendy being completely innocent of all cases being dropped? Chat, do you see why I'm a little bit more subjective on the Greenwood situation? I know that one has a voice note and all that stuff, but still, like, to definitively say he's a monster and he's the R word, that's tough, you know what I mean? But, like, do you see this? This is why I'm a little bit more open-minded. And it's tough because then it goes too far. Great question, Festus. It goes too far the other way, doesn't it? Like, when it's not the lad's fault, it's the girl's fault. And if it's not the girl's fault, it's got to be one. No, but we just don't know the truth about these situations. And Mendy has just lost 3 years of his career, multiple trophies. Like, I don't even know if he's still contracted to City. Like, his career has been ruined. Gylfi Sigurdsson, he's been cleared of all charges for over a year. And he doesn't play football no more. At least I don't know he does. If he does, I don't know who he plays for. It's disgusting, chat. And that's why, like, before you say someone's guilty, before the law says they're guilty, it's tough. And, of course, improve the law. Always, always, always. But people like Mendy are going to fall short to it every single time. Liam, big up to you, sir. Spoke earlier this week. Hope you're doing good, bro. I am doing amazing, and I'm even better now that you're here, G. You know what I mean? Chat, smash those likes. We've got 370 people in the stream. Let's maintain the standards. Unlike FSG. James, what do you think of Virgil as captain? I touched on it earlier. Not the biggest fan, but I don't mind as long as the other leaders still do their job. It's just an armband. It really is just an armband. Not when you're shit and you need someone like Steven Gerrard. That's different. And then it's not just an armband. He's now earned this, you know what I mean? But the captain's armband isn't about who's the best, whereas he had a leadership and he was the best. I think if you have multiple leaders, I don't care who wears the armbands, I'll be honest. If you have just one leader, that's an issue. You know what I mean? I hear you. Accusing someone of that is heavy. Personally, I think if someone lies about something like that, they should be charged as well. I agree. I think girls should be sent away for a long, long time. The same way a man should be sent away for a long, long time. If you do get caught lying about these situations, it's disgusting. That will probably help. I have a friend who has, in the past, I don't speak to him as much anymore, but it was when he turned 18 and his girlfriend was 17, and she said that he abused her. And I'd never mention names, of course, but it was just it was mad because this kid literally, like, Because when he got a job, when he was 17, he was making bank. So he was like, do you want to come on holiday, this, that, and the other? They went on holiday, they come back, and she left it for like 3 weeks. And then she went to the police and said he'd done such and such on holiday. And for about 9 months, that went on for. And everyone thought he'd done it. And I knew he never, because do you know when you just know a kid and you just know, like, this kid would not do that? And he was one of my good mates at the time as well. So I was thinking, like, that just makes no sense. Like, even when them two would hang around together, he'd be like, oh, he was a bit of a nerd. He was like, oh, can I touch you? You know what I mean? I would just say to you, oh, can I give you a hug? Like, what the fuck? But she had a bit of a weird thing to it as well, though. So you've always got to be subjective on those topics. Who would you play striker to start next season? I'd go with Jota as well. I'd say Jota or Gakpo, depending on how we set up. That matters. I think if Arsenal don't get second, it's a failed season. You can't get second last season, spend close to 200 mil. That's fair. I think you're right. I think they are favourites for second. If they don't get second, that's an underachievement. I agree. I 100 million% agree. Greenwood as a kid, exactly. Like, even their situation, they ended up sorting it. So how bad was it? You know what I mean? But then it doesn't mean it didn't happen. But it also means it might have not happened. James, have you seen the video where Mendy had a trolley full of sweets and given them to kids outside Sainsbury's? That's boss. And nice, you know what I mean, lads? He's probably a nice kid who just likes sex. Let's call a spade, chat, you know what I mean? The footballers, they've got lovely looking women throwing themselves at all the time. And they think with the knobs and not the head. And then they end up getting accused for the R word. It's just not on, you know what I mean? They're just lads who are trying to enjoy a high luxurious life. But you say you want to be a footballer? Well, these are the potential risks of it, you know what I mean? Your whole name being tarnished over a performance, over an allegation. It's disgusting. I'd hate to be a footballer in that type of limelight, honestly. And people say, like, money. I haven't even had money like that, and I know money isn't everything like that. Like, money will not salvage my happiness. It will help out a lot of things. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that, bro, like, when it comes to the definitive premise, if you haven't worked on any, you're fucked if you've got money. You'll be worse if you've got money. That's why a lot of people who've won the lottery ends up being skint, because they were poor people who got money. They didn't know what to do with it. James, did you also see Greenwood kid being born today? Uncomfortable conversations, man. You know what I mean? Uncomfortable conversations still. Arsenal have a good squad. Yeah, they're boss. I think they will. I think they'll do well. As long as they get top 4 in the cup, I think that's all right. You know what I mean? But on the league front, they need to do well. We'll hijack Amrabat from United soon. It just makes sense. I think it depends if we sell Fabinho. I'm not going to lie, G. I'm not going to lie. Villa signing Diaby, could they push for the Champions League spots? I don't see why not. They've made some insane signings over recent years as well. By the way, nearly 400 people in the stream. Smash those likes. Llorente from Atletico, I'm a fan of, because do you know this Llorente, Marco Llorente? He is versatile. He's good on the ball, and he's just a shithouse. He's got that Spanish pizzazz about him. He can play right back, centre mid, right mid. He's a good player. And Simeone's definitely used him to a good level. So I think that'd be a good option if he was available. I've always thought it's weird how Liverpool are like the only Big Six club in the Prem who haven't really had a player accused of any of this shite, besides John Flanagan, and he's just got sent to Rangers. Yeah, and he was gone, and that weren't the R word. That was battered and I don't want to misaccuse him. Actually, chat was it for abusing his missus or something. Or he hit her or something like that. I'm not sure. But it's still not good and still fucking disgusting. Still abuse of some degree. But yeah, besides him, and I think it was after, I don't think we have had any. I'll be honest with you. I think you're right. Who knows what that means? But again, a lot of these players who do get accused in the first place ends up being innocent a lot of the time. Like, who's a person in recent time who's been caught guilty? You know what I mean? But it could just be money. You never know. There's loopholes. Shout out to Jorge Telly. Love you, sir. Remember when Klopp said Darwin reminds him of Lewandowski in the early years, missing a lot of chances, and he came good? You might be right, and I never watched Lewandowski in his early years, so I can't say that's a good assessment or not. But when people say Luis Suarez, and like Luis Suarez never scored much, that's when a stat merchant is coming up against somebody who's trying to see the bigger picture beyond stats. Anyone can get stats. Suarez was a different type of player, and I think he was a victim of overthinking it, overcomplicating it, and being a little bit nervous. Whereas Nunez, I think he hasn't really been nervous. I think he looks confident anytime he steps on the pitch. I think he looks really good whenever he steps on the pitch. Therefore, I'd heavily lean towards the idea of Nunez having a lower ceiling. But if Jurgen Klopp sees something, chat, I've said it plenty of times, I'm willing to be on board. I can't wait till yous are just all laughing at me about Nunez, and I'm gonna try and manifest it, because honestly, I want him to do well. I do. There's nothing but benefits that Liverpool get for Nunez doing well. Nothing but benefits. You asked me the question, James, do you think he will do well? That's when I have to change my answer. Donny says, I feel like losing Fabinho and Henderson in one window is too much with Hendo leaving. We won't be challenging this year. Leader respect. This year, leader respect. Donny, I think I know what you're saying. But we also need to rebuild. And if we don't rebuild now, then we're waiting even longer for the rebuild process to begin. Do you know what I'm saying? And I think the sooner we begin this process, the much more beneficial it is for us, the fans. And as much as I get, maybe both might be too much. But from a financial standpoint, we're never going to get money like this again for these players, bro. And you know Liverpool need money. If you agree in one sentence, we need money, and we have financial, we're in a certain financial state, then great, we can now talk about, okay, Fabinho for 40 mil, we're not going to get that again. Henderson for 10 mil, okay, let's do that because it frees up the wages too. They're significant factors to take into account, in my opinion, and that's why I'd sell both of them. If Saudi were offering 20 mil for Fabinho, I'm not entertaining that. Not a chance. Just 25, 30, maybe now I'm thinking about it, but 20 mil now, because it's not about getting rid of Fabinho for Fabinho's sake, but 40 mil plus free wages, plus any bonuses he has left on his contract, yeah, bro, like, it'd be good. Not football related, but Depp is my example. Do you know what, Shane? I'm on to you, the Depp case. I'm on to you. I've got some interesting opinions about that Depp case, because that was awfully like worldwide news, and anything that's worldwide news, I question. You know what I mean? I question anything on the worldwide news, only because if you break down who invests into the news companies, this isn't conspiracy, this is factual. If you break down who invests into these news companies, you can analyze the agendas and like controlled opposition. I'm not getting into it. Shut up, chat. That was my fault. Lavia, Thuram, Kone, or Lavia and Caicedo. I'm taking option one. Nah, that might take a lot. Chat, what would you do there? What would you do? You take an option one or two? I like the fact there's three in the first one, but I like the second two more. So we get Lavia either way. It's really, would you rather have Thuram and Kone or just Caicedo? Nah, I'd rather have Thuram and Kone. No doubt. James, I see you struggling this year, losing your mid, and we're building. Come on, United. Fuck off, United. Yeah, we had a poor season, so I'm not going to lie to you, but we're cooking now, bruv. We're cooking. We're in those Hendo negotiations, you know what I mean? Everyone's saying number two. Wow, I'm surprised. You'd rather Caicedo, yeah? Nah, actually, taking into consideration if Kone's injury prone, that's like Thuram or Caicedo, really. If Kone's always injury prone, then yeah. Yeah, I'll agree with you. You have changed my mind, fair play. What do you mean if Arsenal don't win a trophy, then it's an underachievement? What's the point of finishing second if you don't win anything? I've explained this. Of course, if you don't win a trophy, it's not good. But a second place finish, in the context of what me and Rance were speaking about, it was an improvement. Why are we now going to say, because it's been 5 years, even though it's the best Arteta's done in that time, we're now going to let him go because he never won a trophy? Shut up. If you're on about next season, then yes, Arsenal need to win a trophy. Otherwise, it's not a good season. But in the context of what me and Rance were speaking about, that was completely different. By the way, where that started was he said that Ten Hag was way better than Mikel Arteta. And I didn't think there was enough premise to that. And then it led to all these side conquests of if Arsenal don't win, then they've underachieved. And I'm like, yeah, that's in the future. But as of right now, they've improved. And then I try to break down the context, but people don't have me. You're one of these people. You don't have the space for context in your brain. It's definitive. It's right here, right now. It's unrealistic. So you live in the Saudi world, whereas me, I don't live in the Saudi world. I'm living in a world where I know who my owners are, and I know who Arsenal's owners are, and I know that they haven't stuck the finger out until recently. So if you ignore context, it's hard to really go into these debates the exact same way. And I thought that's what Rants was going to be open for, but when you dig your heels in, it's one of those, like, you'll go anywhere in a debate. But he didn't realise he was doing it, though. If we are buy to sell, if we are a sell to buy club, where did the funds come from for our 2 signings when everyone went for free? As right as you are, in the short term, it went direct. He went out, he came in. But there has been multiple summers where we've sold players and not bought in. Like the season that we won the league, we bought in Harvey Elliott, Adrian, and Sepp van der Berg. Think about all the money that was made from the league and stuff that year, and we just never spent any of it. So there's been summer windows where we've collectively saved up money. Therefore, and I don't think we're sell to buy, but the club have said before we're sell to buy. That's what I go off. Chat, am I wrong in saying that? The club have said themselves that they're sell to buy. Didn't Jurgen Klopp say that? Like, we need to sell players to bring in players. Isn't that like a big factor? Isn't that a big factor? Did anyone think Jordan Ibe was going to have such a decline after his debut? Bro, chat, I thought, I've said this plenty of times on stream. Did I read out that super chat, by the way? Did I say your name as well? Let me double check, sir. By the way, everyone, we've had 11 super chats. Amazing. Know that you will get a guaranteed read out. Callum Spence, I never even shouted you out. Big up yourself, brother. Big up yourself. Thank you so much for the super chat. I apologise. Big up everyone who's super chatting. You funds on these streams, meaning I can just do them more often, and I'll even do them for longer. You know what I mean? Sometimes, like, I just get tired after a bit, but I'll even start doing them for longer for sure. Can I just say, as much as I love Diaz, he needs to improve his shooting. I agree. His end product needs to be a bit more precise. No doubt. No doubt. And he can become a much more lethal attacker, kind of like Mane in his earlier days. Good comparison. Good comparison. A little bit like scatty, and but he'll find the goal eventually. If Diaz can become efficient, we've got a hell of a left winger. But you're right, that efficiency needs to be there. Smash those likes, people. Come on, let's get them up and up and up. Klopp has been told that if a generational talent came along, then the funds would be there regardless. Okay, where's the talent? Because we've been linked with Bellingham, and 85 million was too much. Mbappe, and that was too much. And they're both generational talents, so isn't that contradictive logic? So if we're not sell to buy, and we're just waiting for big players to come in, why were we too skint to buy Bellingham? Why were we too skint to buy Mbappe? Yeah, wisdom. I tried to use it in context for you there because I saw your question, so I tried to use it in context. Skint just means low on money. Don't have much money. I am broke, basically, in a Scouse way. Well, actually, it's more English. Is it skint is English, isn't it? Like, don't people in the South say that? Oh, I'm skint, mate. I'm skint, mate. Yeah. Europa League champions and 7th place finished, or second by 1 point. Both you get the same. It depends on where your clubs are. Europa League champions, yeah, because that gets you Champions League regardless. No, I get what you're saying. But is the 7th place team a better team than the 2nd place team? No, they've had a better season, but they're not a better team. And again, it's a subjective thing. Like, one moment when you say who's had a better season in the league alone, you'd say Arsenal above West Ham. But then if you're saying West Ham weren't expected to win the Conference League, that's why they had a better season, then yeah, again, it's subjective. So the reason why people can disagree with you is because they've got a different definition in their head than what you do. So you need to define their definition and go off that premise. Otherwise, you're just arguing about 2 different things without realising. Big up to Horkatelli, who's just been sending in mega super chats. Big up, sir. Harvey is low-key a baller. Bro, I've been saying this about Harvey. He's got technical ability. He can add something to the team. It's just, will he ever be good enough to be in the starting midfield? And will we ever change a system to where that type of right winger could replace Mo Salah? I'm not too sure. Plus, I see players like Mo Salah, and I'm like, sorry, Ben Doak, and I'm like, Nunez wasn't 100 mil. I never said he was 100 mil. He talking to someone else. Where's Drunk Vigo missing his comments? Hey! Drunk Vigo might be asleep, chat. Drunk Vigo might have left us. I miss you, Drunk. Fucking hell. It's weird when Drunk Vigo's not here. We could have signed Bellingham. Yeah, let me answer this, actually. How about we just finally act like a big club? We act like, well, how are you going to act like a big club when you've got FSG as your owners? I agree. Let's act like a big club. But yeah, you've just said it yourself. How about we finally act like a big club? And then the last part of that, you're saying FSG out. So I can speak from your point of view of always saying, no, but we need to do this and we need to do this. Well, we haven't got the owners to do that. And therefore, we haven't got the finances to do that. So now you're asking for things that are unrealistic. Yes, for Liverpool, the crest, it should be realistic to ask for trophies year in, year out. But the fans on a wider basis don't accept this. So what you're doing, you're aligning the expectations we should have with completely different owners right now with owners that we don't have. I know that you're like quite thingy and you dig your heels in, but do you even understand that? And don't get offended like Rance, don't let it get over your head, you know what I mean? And I love Ranceroni. Watch next week. Next week's stream is going to be fire, people. Tune into that one. It'll probably be a part 2 to the first one as well. And go subscribe to his channel because, yeah, he's just different, isn't he? You know what I mean? Who doesn't appreciate difference? Difference is good. I'm pretty confident we will be all right if we sing. What if we sign one more first teamer? Probably a CDM. I want a centre back, and I also would love a CDM for sure. Shout out to Moose Grey Goose. Moose Grey Goose is a new member. Big up to you, sir. Welcome to the family. And the regular contributor to the stream. What a legend. Art McGreevy, Trent and Lavia, midfield, and Gomez at right back. Yes. Chat, do you like this idea? What are you saying on Mr. McGreevy's point? Mr. McGreevy's point here. I'm not too sure. Trent and Lavia in the midfield and Gomez right back. Like the first part. Don't know if I like Gomez at right back on a regular basis. Maybe as a backup, not on a regular. That doesn't make too much sense to me. Not to me, at least. We don't always need big spending. Owners FSG are... Wait there. Our owners, FSG, are always one transfer window behind. Exactly. I agree with this. Anything bad you say about FSG, I agree with. But they're not our owners. So that's what... they are our owners. So that's why it's tough. Just an extra 50 mil could have been the difference. I say this, those little extra margins that we'd be willing to sacrifice could have been the difference of 3 Premier League titles and what has been 1 Premier League title. It's the incompetence of the highest level, and it's taken minimum risk. And when I said they only want to be in top 4, that's because there's not the incentive. It's so much easier to get top 4, and the reward for getting top 4 is huge. So now if you're getting the reward and you're not having to spend as much to get that reward, why are you going to spend 100 million on Jude Bellingham just to get an extra however much million if you win the league when it's not guaranteed? You could get Bellingham and still miss out on the league. Whereas if you don't get Bellingham, you can still get top 4. You can still get top 4. You're not missing out on much. Recommend the best way to increasing vocabulary. What are you talking? Are you talking about me? I know my vocabulary can be limited sometimes. Can I also say Klopp should put Nunez on one-on-one training with a goalie? Yeah. Do you know why that's difficult? Do you know like the way people say Trent needs to do one-on-one defending? Do you think he's not done that? The problem is he's over a certain age and it's very, very difficult to improve certain attributes, especially finishing. Finishing's harder than defending. If he's not improved it by this point, it's going to be very hard to improve it. So if your assessment so far is Nunez isn't that good at finishing, just prepare yourself that he might remain to be that way. It doesn't mean he won't get goals because you've seen bad finishers like Sterling get loads of goals in a season. So he can get goals, but he's not a good finisher. That's the only thing I'm establishing there. Big up to Johnny. James, you seen Timber? Yeah, I've seen Timber. Good player, man. Good player. I don't think we should get rid of Fabinho when Bajcetic is our only defensive midfielder. But the aim would be to replace him. The aim would be to replace him, not sell him and not get anyone else. If we're getting 40 million, we would replace him. That's not even a question. No one outside the top 5 that spends realistically. It's either this model or state-owned at this stage. They are the best of the rest. FSG aren't the best of the rest, but yeah, there's it's just what we've got. It's what we've got. You know what I mean? I don't even mind being state-owned. It's just Because again, you're getting into the morality argument again, aren't you? Like, oh, well, what's more moral? They're all bullshit. They're all corrupt. They're all cheaters to some degree. Don't really care for Timber. He's nice. He's a nice player. Wisdom, you said you're from Netherlands as well, aren't you? Are you not rating him like that? I meant Timber as an Arsenal player. Another quality centre-back we haven't got. I know that he was on about Timber at the Arsenal player. No, yeah, I know. Do you know what? Now that you're mentioning it, possibly. I like Colwill more, though. I think Colwill's a better player than Timber, but he's more expensive as well. And again, I don't think we're looking at a centre-back. Everyone seems to think we're looking at a centre-back. I don't think we are. I don't think we'll get a centre. Have you heard us being linked with one centre-back concretely? Besides Levi Colwill? Like, that's the only one. And he seems to be one of those generational perspectives. Like, oh, if we don't get Jude, we're not getting anyone. If we don't get Mbappe, we're not getting anyone. If we don't get Colwill, we're not getting anyone. I think it's that type of idea. You know what I mean? No, I don't really rate him. No, fair dues. Good perspective from someone from there as well. Sometimes the questions are complicated and the answers are simple. May your God be with you. Panaskaus, God bless you, brother. May your God be with you as well. And much love for another super chat. I always like the way you leave it at the end. Like, may your God be with you. I love that. I like the respect and big up to you, sir. Love that name, Panaskaus. Panaskaus, are you Scouse? Hendo deserves the same respect as a player. Like Kite and Suarez, I don't want them. And Lavia and Colwill, because they're inexperienced. Don't you think we need the here and now? No, of course we do. Of course we do. Of course we need the here and now. That's why I'd also agree, like, you know, getting big names would be great. But based on what we're likely to do, and that's the thing that we've got to establish, that's where I'd go, and I'm not too sure, you know what I mean? But chat, I'm not going to lie. James Colwill isn't better than Timber. No, I think he's better than Timber. I don't think Timber's that great. I'll be honest. Did you see Timber last season? Like, he was quite crap. Ajax did not do a good thing. But guys, I'm going to leave it there. I'm knackered. I've been knackered since the start of the stream. I had a long debate with Hussam before the last stream. I'd recommend, actually, go and tune in to Big Six Bants. Me, Hussam, Callum and Mons were live just before this stream. Before you do, smash a like on your way out. And when you finish this stream, leave a comment, people. I'll make sure to like them all. And remember, Jesus loves you all, and I love you all. And thank you so much for all the support on every stream. I know I always do these little monologues, but I can never expect. This channel is nothing without you guys. Let me get that clear. It is nothing without you guys. One more time. Nothing without you guys. So big up for everyone who tunes in. We've had 15 super chats throughout the duration of this stream. Let me just shout out those gentlemen very, very quickly. Big up to Shane. Big up to El Amarati. Let me do it this way. Big up to Jorge Telly. Big up to Captain Sal. Big up to El Emirati again. Absolute legend. Big up to Festus. What a guy. Liam. Jorge Telly. Johnny. Absolute G. Wow, we've got loads. Panaskaus. Jorge Telly. Art McGreevy. Jorge Telly again. Moose Grey Goose became a member. Callum Spence. I think I've said everyone there, haven't I? Liam, in case I didn't mention Liam. Guys, you're heroes, all right? Anyway, leave a comment, leave a like, and I'll see you all in a bizzle. Peace out.